Minecraft 1.20 officially has a release date. It will be coming out June 7th, which is this Wednesday, and by the time I publish this video, I assume that the update will already be rolled out. Now, with the 1.20 update, there are a couple new features, and to be honest, the update's kind of underwhelming. One thing I found a little bit disappointing is how with updating camels and adding archaeology, they didn't overhaul the desert biome. In my last video, I talked about the problem with the mob vote and actually just updates as a whole. Then I gave some suggestions on updates that I personally would really like to see in the game. Now, in the comment section down below, a lot of you guys were suggesting that Mojang needs to just simply add on to and fix existing features rather than adding new ones. Right now, it seems that Mojang is just constantly adding and adding new mobs and new biomes. Take the 1.20 cherry blossom biome. Nobody actually really wanted it, and I think that everybody could agree that even just something as simple as a desert update would be preferred over a cherry blossom tree. Like I said in that video, all the updates that I suggested actually have mod or data pack counterparts, and that's the beauty to having a community like Minecraft. In this video, I'll be showcasing two particular mods that change structure generation. I think that Mojang needs to take inspiration from this or even add this directly into the game. Believe it or not, desert temples were added in update 0.13 and they haven't been changed since. And it's pretty obvious that everybody knows how to get over the quote-unquote trap inside the middle. And it's kind of small when you think about it's a desert temple. There's nothing really in it either. There's just a couple hallways and it's actually really easy. This mod takes a whole new approach to the desert temple and it's called Young's Better Desert Temples. In fact, I'll actually link his entire mod page down in the description down below because he makes amazing structure mods. Today I'll be showcasing another one which you'll have to see because I think it's honestly my favorite. The first one is Better Desert Temples, and as you can see, while wandering through the deserts in your world, you will find massive desert temples, completely overhauled. This one in particular actually is partly buried, and sometimes you can even find them with the front exposed. They generate in all different areas, whether that be buried right on the ocean or just straight out of the ground next to a village. And as you can see, they are absolutely massive. If you can't directly enter in the front because it's buried like in my example, you will enter it like the typical vanilla experience, which is down the center of the middle of the pyramid. And as you can see, immediately when you drop down, you are greeted with an amazing looking desert temple. Now this desert temple is full of puzzles, it's full of parkour, it's just a desert temple. It reminds me a lot of a dungeon crawler. And while you're making your way through the parkour and puzzles, you have to be fighting off hordes of husks. To make the husks look a little bit scarier, I will be adding fresh animations, which is one of my favorite resource packs out there. Now, as you can see right now, this is absolutely massive on the inside as well. And there's a bunch of just exploring to do. Like I said though, there are also puzzles, which I'm gonna be honest, I haven't explored this much and I have actually no idea how to do any of these puzzles. There are tons of puzzles throughout this area, and if you get them wrong, you actually will end up sometimes having a trap fallen on you. And this is only the first layer. Now, I'm going to be honest, I just kind of broke through there because I have no idea how to get through there. As you can see though, once you get into here, you face your first area, and it looks pretty bland until you start entering into the actual desert temple. Now, this desert temple is full of features and loot, and it is honestly beautiful to look at. There are tons of parkour, and it is naturally generated to my knowledge, so you will have a different desert experience every single time you play. There are tons of places to explore, and to make this experience even better, you can turn on shaders. But like I said, throughout the desert temple, you will encounter multiple areas full of loot and multiple challenges for you to overcome. There are many areas that you can explore, and loot is so abundant, and honestly, I think this is just a stunning desert temple overall. There are passageways that you have to crawl through. There is just so much to look for. As you can see, you will encounter mobs along the way that will try to kill you on your journeys. You guys want to test out this mod for yourself, which trust me, it's an absolute blast, especially if you're using it just in a normal experience, because it just makes desert temple exploring so much more fun. I highly recommend this. I will link in the description down below. Again, it is Young's Better Desert Temples. The next mod on my list is Young's Better Strongholds. The Stronghold, likewise, to the Desert Temple was added even earlier in update 0.9. Yun's better Strongholds completely overhauls the Stronghold. While exploring the Stronghold, you actually feel like you're inside a Stronghold with actual passageways and statues everywhere, and even massive rooms like this one here, which just absolutely look amazing. While exploring through these, you'll find loot and you'll find monsters along the way. What I really appreciate about both of these mods is they actually use vanilla only blocks. There are many new rooms, such as this one here, which has a broken nether portal with some loot inside. There are just a ton of new rooms that make the game feel more like an actual dungeon, and I honestly think this should be added to the normal Minecraft game. This one right here is a armory dungeon, and you can find some great armor and weapons in here. This is just a great place to find good loot if you're a beginner and if you're going to the Stronghold, not necessarily to defeat the Ender Dragon, but just looking to get some good loot. There are also just regular bedrooms sort of here, which, as you can see, just have some simple loot in them, which again is just a great addition to keep you exploring. There's so many places like this one here where you're just wandering through and you find random tables and just armories, and it makes it look like an actual civilization once lived here. There are even amazing traps, which when you jump down, you have to make sure you don't hit the pressure plates, otherwise you will get poisoned. And of course, with this dungeon overhaul, there is the Stronghold room. This Stronghold room is completely revamped and looks absolutely amazing, especially with the lush cave vines coming in. I don't know if that's actually supposed to happen normally. As you walk in, it just looks absolutely amazing, especially with shaders. Overall though, these two mods are some of the best mods out there in my opinion for structure generation, and I personally think that Mojang should definitely at least take inspiration from these. The creator of these two mods has actually created multiple structure generation mods, including overhaul mine shafts and dungeons and ocean monuments, so I highly recommend checking those out. I didn't want to include all of them though because I think this video would be a little bit too long, and you kind of get the gist of what it does. Let me know what you guys think of both the dungeon and the Desert Temple overhaul. Do you think that they should be added to the game, or do you think that they're fine, or do you think it should be a little bit different, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section down below, and like always, that's all I have for today. I'll catch you guys in the next one.